Okay, cool. Hi everyone. I guess there's a few things been going on open data front. I guess the good news is this morning we published a shielded patient list. So that's gone live at 9:30, including the interactive dashboard. So that's aggregate data for CCG, local authority, for people who've been designated on the shielded patient list by both the clinical algorithm and those added by hospital doctors and GPs. So you can have a look at the trends. There's some quite interesting stuff if you look across the map. So I'll drop the link into chat now. So more than happy to take feedback, really interested in how people might use it and what extra stuff they might need to make it even more useful. I guess just to make people aware, there's a parallel work stream, which I'm now calling SPL Plus, which is where the data is going to be not fully open, but not fully sensitive. So we want to control it and looking at that as providing that to public health professionals, but potentially other user groups as well, right? So interested in thoughts around that. So yeah, so I guess that's been a culmination of the last couple of weeks' work. I mean, I would say big education point in terms of getting data open. I don't know if other organisations have got this challenge, but like the legal basis for publishing COVID data is incredibly new, and the process we're kind of working out as we go. So this is the first data set that we published under the new COVID direction, which enables NHS Digital to push out COVID-19 data. So just to give you an idea, we had to review this with the National Data Guardian, the Minister, our independent group, governance group, iGuard, and consulted at least 4 or 5 different organisations. So we're trying to work out how we can move a lot faster on that. It's taken us probably about 3-4 weeks from standing still to getting here. In terms of future stuff, obviously we've got an internal long list of open data that we would like to publish, but we've got a lot of operational stuff that we're doing internally. So obviously actually generating the shielded patient list so we can identify people takes priority over publishing it. Testing data starting to flow now, which is obviously a massive priority as well, and lots of other ad hoc analysis to support sort of insight for Department of Health and various others. Saying that, I think future open data sets, I mean informally, and this is no commitment, but we are going to keep pushing forward, is e-referral data. We want to get that out. So that's also about telling the story about the NHS, challenges about people maybe missing appointments because they don't want to go into hospitals. Are you accumulating what we call clinical debt, which is where basically people illness goes undetected for longer, and that's obviously very bad for the person, but also very bad in terms of capacity planning as well. So that's an open data set that we are hoping to release. Informal date, 10th of June, but I'll keep you all posted. And then we'll obviously update that on a rolling basis. And then the big one that we're just starting to scope out, and again this is early days, is now the testing data is flowing for Pillar 2, for that stuff that's happening in hospitals and community. Working out what we need to do to make an open aggregate anonymous data set for that, which I think would be useful for all range of use, all sorts of use cases. Really interested in use cases there, what people might want from that data, how they might use it, or what they might want to see at an aggregate level. That all helps me build cases to do stuff internally. So that worked quite well for SPL, so please throw stuff at me. And there's lots of other work going on internally about linking deaths data and 111 triage data, which we released a few weeks ago. And various other data sets to look at the momentum of COVID across England. And I'm looking at trying to take a cut of that and push that into the open domain as well. But there's some complications around mapping, but that's ongoing as well. So so I guess there's a lot going on. I'm just really happy we finally got a second data set out now after 111. And we navigated the governance. So hopefully ERS and then testing once we work our way through that. Again, use cases, how people find it valuable, massively helpful for us in terms of shaping what we produce and helping me drive prioritization really. So that's sort of one thing, getting the data out. The other bit, I guess, is our portal. So Jess Aitkins and some fantastic work. I think she's presented wireframes on this before, working with the web team. So we're really focusing on getting some collateral out there that explains how to analyze our data. So we've started building some content. So we've got a draft on how to scrape our website. Not as easy as it should be, but at least, you know, it's hard to fix, but we can tell you how to do it properly. Well, you know, in the best way that we know about. We'll get out there as a sort of a bit of technical guidance. NHS geographies is something we're looking at, because I know that is perplexing. When I spoke to some proteomics folks a couple of weeks ago, that was one of their #1 problems. And then also looking at content, like just an index of all our open data sets, you know, how to link across various areas. So really interested in technical problems that people have got using our data that are kind of solvable. It's just quite complicated. Let's get that into some documentation. We'll stick it on a blog, we'll put it on our website, and just try and build out that community for stuff. Because I think the other thing I would say is obviously with COVID direction, I did have grand plans to sort out our metadata, to maybe sort of sorting out some of our platform side of things. Obviously money and resources is all focused on COVID, and that's exactly how it should be. So I'm keen to keep sort of pushing tactical stuff. So content and data and a very lightweight sort of portal to bring all that together really is where I'm focusing at the moment. Yep, so that's me, Just Digital.